Suri Cruise, full name Suri Cruise Mapother IV, is one of the prominent names in the future entertainment world, not only because she is the only daughter of movie star Tom Cruise and her mother is also a famous actress, Katie Holmes, but also because of their family's mysterious and controversial journey in the world of Scientology. In this video we will talk about the life and challenges that Suri Cruise and her family faced when her father followed a mysterious religion, which caused much loss and suffering in their lives. Suri Cruise was born on April 18, 2006, and since birth, she has become an icon in the world of celebrity. However, life for the girl and her family was never normal. Tom Cruise, one of Hollywood's most famous actors, followed Scientology early on and became one of the religion's prominent advocates. The cult of Scientology has been controversial and considered a mystery religion, with many claiming it has serious weaknesses and risks to the soul and spirit of its followers. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes' relationship ended unexpectedly in 2012, and the end sparked a series of controversies over the role of Scientology in their divorce. There are rumors that the religion played a major role in decisions about Suri's upbringing and education, and may have placed restrictions and pressures on her life. Tom Cruise and Katie Holmes divorced in 2012, and the main cause of this divorce was not widely disclosed. The cult of Scientology, which Tom Cruise belongs to, has made many people interested in its role in their marriages and family lives. Revealing the secret of the Scientology cult, the place where famous people are imprisoned, Scientology is a new cult that claims to offer its followers a path to understanding the true soul nature of humans and their relationships with themselves and their families. However, this sect is considered by some countries to be an evil cult, taking advantage of its members for business and profit. Director Alex Gibney's latest documentary titled Going Clear, broadcast on HBO, shocked public opinion when it mentioned many cases of church members being mistreated, separated from their families and relatives, left of the church to do menial work like cleaning the toilet with just a toothbrush. When Mr. L. Ron Hubbard founded the Church of Scientology in February 1954 in Los Angeles, USA, one of his main goals was to attract famous people to become members. 60 years later, that goal seems to have been achieved. Although there are 50,000 members, the value of this sect is up to $1.2 billion United States dollars, of which the majority is money contributed and raised by stars. Over the years, two of this church's most valuable patrons have been actors John Travolta and Tom Cruise. Although in the documentary Going Clear, director Alex Gibney said it was time for Travolta and Cruise to review their relationship with this church, especially when there was widespread abuse. Taylor said she was one of those punished by the church. She was forced to work 30-hour shifts, had almost no food and could only sleep on the roof of a church building in Los Angeles. At that time, Taylor was pregnant and she was not allowed near her young daughter, who was being raised in the church's nursery. The kindergarten was just a small house that smelled of urine and there were flies buzzing everywhere. Taylor said she tried to get Travolta's help but couldn't. Even actor Tom Cruise was accused of turning a blind eye to the abuse and harassment that members of the Sea Organization, an organization within Scientology, had to endure. They must show their loyalty to the sect by signing a $1 billion contract but are only paid 40 cents per hour of service. So why do people like Tom Cruise and John Travolta keep clinging to this cult? The reason the director gave was that if they left, the church would reveal their darkest, deepest confessions to the newspapers. Especially with Tom Cruise, this actor is very important to the church. So important that this church caused Cruise's marriage with actress Nicole Kidman to collapse to bring Cruise closer to the church. Under the direction of church leader David Miscavige, the church turned the couple's adopted children against Nicole Kidman. The church told the two children that Kidman was an oppressor and convinced them to completely cut ties with Kidman, allowing Tom Cruise to have custody of the two children. This church also wiretapped Kidman's phone. To make Cruise happy after his divorce with Kidman, Mr. Miscavige also set up another girl for Cruise and then separated them. The father of Scientology is L. Ron Hubbard. L. Ron Hubbard, 1911 to 1986, was the founder and developer of this religious system. He is a writer, psychological researcher, and author of many works, including Scientology's most important book, called Dianetics, The Modern Science of Mental Health. Modern Theory. Hubbard began developing the religion of Scientology in the late 1940s and early 1950s, after publishing Dianetics. This religion contains a complex system of psychology and philosophy, whose main goal is to help people achieve spiritual liberation and their optimal potential through special methods and lessons. L. Ron Hubbard is revered as a founder of Scientology, and the religion considers him a role model and important figure in their history. After his death in 1986, David Miscavige became the leader of the cult of Scientology and continued to manage the religion until the time I learned about it in 2021. After dropping out of George Washington University in 1932, Hubbard began writing tabloid novels for a penny a word. Hubbard succeeded over 1,000 books and held the Guinness World Record for the largest number of books published. He also holds the Guinness World Records for the author with the most translated works, the author with the most published audiobooks, and the author with the most translated book, The Way to Happiness. Many things about Scientology were written by Hubbard in fiction novels. Among them is the term clear. The level one reaches in the church when completely free of hurt feelings and unwanted emotions. Before founding Scientology, Hubbard served as an officer in the Navy. He participated in major battles during World War II. He also has a habit of exaggerating his achievements. For example, he boasted that he had sunk 2 Japanese submarines. But in reality, he just fired at a log floating off the coast of Oregon. After World War II, Hubbard moved to Los Angeles, befriended a rocket engineer named Jack Parsons, and with him joined the California branch of the black magic cult Ordo Templi Orientis. Not long after, Hubbard stole Parsons' girlfriend and the two ran away. In the film, that girlfriend, Sarah Northrop, appeared and recalled her time with Hubbard. Sarah Northrop said Hubbard captivated her with statements like, "You're a war hero," was the captain of a ship that sank in the Pacific, and lived for several weeks on a wooden raft drifting in the middle of the ocean. Was blinded by the sun, and broke his back during the war. In fact, after reviewing documents, HBO discovered that Hubbard only suffered from mild arthritis and conjunctivitis. The relationship between the two was very stormy. During an argument, Hubbard told Northrop that he would commit suicide if she did not marry him. In 1946, they married and had a daughter. In 1950, their family moved to New Jersey. Here, Hubbard began writing Dianetics, the foundation on which he later built the Scientology sect. The basic principle of Dianetics is, the human brain records all experiences and events, both good and bad. Bad experiences, engrams, can hurt people if they are triggered. By performing an audit, that is, answering very personal questions asked by an auditor, one can clear the engram to reach clear, a perfect state of mind. Ms. Northrop said her husband's motivation behind Dianetics was not based on science or the hope of helping people. Hubbard once told her, "The only way to make money is to be religious." Hubbard wanted to generate income from religion so the government could not extort a penny from him in taxes. The book Dianetics became a cultural phenomenon. Hubbard began traveling across America telling people that what was in the book was the cure for all human mental ills. In the 1950s, people paid $500 to receive training in Dianetics. This action made Mrs. Northrop think that her husband was stealing money from everyone. He began to believe that he was the savior, the hero, the god, she wrote. She once threatened to leave Hubbard if he did not go to psychological counseling. In response to his wife's threats, Hubbard fled to Cuba with their daughter. However, he could not take care of his child and gave her to a mentally ill mother. Finally, in 1951, Hubbard agreed to divorce his wife and give her full custody of the children. When they divorced, he emptied both of their bank accounts. By 1952, when Dianetics was gradually forgotten, Hubbard fell into financial hardship again. He began to incorporate the book's ideas into a belief and practice called Scientology. At first, his sect had only 38 people and now it has 50,000 people, down by half from its peak of 100,000 members. In the late 60s, the tax department investigated Hubbard for tax evasion and he fled the U.S. to the sea. There, he founded the Sea Organization and later became a priest of Scientology. Members pledge allegiance to the church through a 1 billion-year contract. Hubbard began to think of punishments for those who made mistakes. One of those measures is to throw them off the boat. In the mid-1970s, Hubbard's boats were not allowed to dock in the Mediterranean. He hid close to shore in Florida so as not to attract the attention of the Internal Revenue Service, and he lived the rest of his life in hiding. In 1979, in a raid by the U.S. Federal Bureau of Investigation, 11 high-ranking church members were convicted of obstruction of law and theft. In 1986, Hubbard died of a stroke at the age of 74. Before he died, he had no plans to prepare someone to take over the church, and at that time David Miscavige stepped in, and quickly became president of the church until now. Under Miscavige, the church grew exponentially. Scientology was officially recognized as a tax-exempt religion in the U.S. in 1993, and since then, the sect has expanded its church system around the world. The churches are all located in beautiful locations worth hundreds of millions of dollars. The consequences that Suri Cruise may face when her family embraces the cult of Scientology could be complex and multidimensional. The Scientology sect applies a special set of psychological methods and lessons. Suri Cruise may be under pressure to take these courses or follow the rules and beliefs of her religion. This can cause psychological pressure and stress for her. Some sources have mentioned that the cult of Scientology encourages shunning or not having contact with non-sectarian relatives. This caused division in the family and caused Suri to lose connection with some family members. The cult of Scientology can interfere in children's educational decisions. Suri Cruise may face limitations in her education and personal development. Because her family is in the center of media attention, Suri Cruise may be subject to constant scrutiny and pressure from the media and the public. This could affect the girl's privacy and personal life. The Scientology cult may have influence over decisions about Suri Cruise's future and development, including decisions about education, career, and personal relationships. Suri Cruise's mother, Katie Holmes, showed remarkable courage when she decided to protect her daughter from the potential consequences of the cult of Scientology. The marriage of Katie Holmes and Tom Cruise attracted global public and media attention, and after their divorce in 2012, Holmes faced many challenges and pressures to protect her right to choose in his daughter's life. Katie Holmes has decided to divorce Tom Cruise, a celebrity and strong supporter of the cult of Scientology. This decision may have posed many challenges and pressures for her, but she made this decision herself to protect her freedom and choices as well as those of her daughter Suri. If you find this video useful and interesting, don't hesitate to share it with your friends and family. Remember to like and subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming interesting content. We look forward to continuing to build this community, sharing our knowledge and passion with you every day. Finally, thank you for taking the time to watch our video. Always maintain enthusiasm and curiosity in life, and we will see you in upcoming videos. Don't forget to keep your goals and always look for what you want. We'll see you again.